Welcome back to the Whisky Couch with me, GUSTAV MULLER, your host. Today's whisky is a very special whisky. It is a world best whisky. It is the Redbreast 21-year-old single pot still whisky from Ireland. At the 2017 World Whiskey Awards, this whisky received the best single pot still whisky in the world award. In the 2017 as well as in the 2018 Whisky Bibles, Jim Murray gave this whisky the best Irish whisky award. So the best whisky in Ireland 2017 and 2018. And in the 2018 Whisky Bible, this whisky also received the second finest whisky in the world across all the whisky categories award. So not a lightweight whisky that we are dealing with today. It's a single pot still, which means that it is distilled from malted as well as unmalted barley. It could have been a single malt whisky was it not for the unmalted barley component in the mash bill of this particular whisky. Distilled at the Middleton distillery in County Cork in Ireland, which of course belongs to the Irish Distillers Ltd, part of the Pernod Richard group. So a very, very special whisky for today. A burnished gold color, triple distilled, matured in ex-Bourbon as well as first full Oloroso ex-sherry Spanish casks, Spanish oak casks. Can't wait for this. Richness. Immediately you are just engulfed by the richness of this whisky. 21-year-old single pot still. Rich tropical fruit, nuts, dried fruit aromas. There's a distinct sherryness from the Spanish oak coming through immediately. Pineapple and pear, but not fresh pineapple and pear, more caramelized pineapple and pear, caramelized in brown sugar, because there's that brown sugariness that just mingles with the fruitiness in this whisky. Single pot still is of course unique to Ireland, and this whisky is bottled at 46% alcohol by volume, non-chill filtered, and I don't think there's any coloring added to this whisky. Now, the first time that Redbreast whisky was ever bottled was in 1903, more than 100 years ago. And the Redbreast, from the name of this whisky, comes from the red-breasted robin, which is the only bird in Ireland that continuously sings throughout the dark winters of Ireland. So interesting history behind the name of this whisky. Oh, it's just the richness. It's just a wonderful nose. You can just continue to nose this whisky forever. Rich dried fruits. Pineapple coming through now. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful nose. Wow. The vanilla and the sherry, the interplay between the vanilla and the sherry, the vanilla from the ex-Bourbon casks and the sherry from the first full Oloroso casks. A creamy mouthfeel with the pot still spices balancing the fruit cake notes. There's just layers of complexity that reveal themselves as you nose and as you taste this whisky. Layers of complexity. There's a slight minty flavor, but also an earthiness. The full richness is given body by the fruit. Lots of dark fruit, plums and berries. A little bit of citrus, mango, lots and lots of fruits. The finish just lingers on forever. The alcohol burn is just a hint. There's nothing uncomfortable. It just settles in your mouth perfectly. Hey, what a pleasant whiskey. I can just feel that this is going to be one of my top 5, personally for me, one of my top 5 whiskies that I have ever nosed or tasted. Price wise, it's quite expensive. 2,100 Rand, South African Rand, 130 pounds, 185 euros, and around $200. So I've added a few drops of water. More dark fruit, more vanilla. And now it just mellows out. This is absolutely an experience. If you want to pair this whiskey with a food snack, I would recommend trying to connect with the fruitcake notes, the nutty notes, the chocolatey notes coming from the ex-sherry casks. So I'd recommend something like a Ferrero Rocher chocolate or a Christmas cake. I've got 2 pieces of Christmas cake that I'm going to try. Or maybe fruit mince pies. I've also tried a bit of Blue Rock. It's a type of almost a gorgonzola cheese on a cracker. And it works incredibly well with this extremely rich whiskey. But let's see what a piece of fruit cake is going to do. I can taste the Christmas spices, baking spices, and the fruit cake notes. What an experience. I'm just going to sit here for another while, enjoying this last bit of my drum while I greet you. Thank you very much for watching. See you again tomorrow. More whiskey tastings, more whiskey and food pairings and whiskey reviews to come. Sláinte.